is the point. When we play music, the playing itself is the point. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation.
Awesome. Okay, cool. We're going to get started on this call. Thank you everyone who's here, whoever's watching this later on the recording. We really appreciate your time, so we're not going to waste it. Going to go over something more specific from the month of October, and it's just going to be an account that I was working on, past plus 10%, and showing how realistic it can be. We started this account was October 18th and ended October 28th. So just 10 trading days. It's a realistic amount of time to pass for a challenge account. So we'll cover this. I'll allow for obviously a live question and answer. If anybody has questions or problems on getting entries or where to put their SLs or where to get their TP, we'll go over all of that. And then as the market's moving, currently we'll take a look at the market. If we see a good setup, maybe we can jump into a trade live, which will be really cool. So let's start with the first trade here going to October 18th was EA. All right, let's see what we have. I'll start on the hour. So let's find the trade and then we'll break it down. So let's go to October. Okay, cool. Zoom in here. Yeah, I'm going to go over every trade. So obviously we're going to see wins. We're definitely going to see losses, and we're going to see how within just 10 days you can make 10% and more. So let's get a marker here. $1.56. And we were shorting. Cool. So in here we can see to our previous major fractal point here. Whoever doesn't know about the fractals, please learn your fractals. Right? So here on the 1 hour starting, and we can even do a little replay. Hopefully this will help. So obviously we have this broke above this here. And then we're going to watch it. So we have spiked and then pushed back down into the zone here. So we would be looking for pullbacks anywhere in here to short. And this is just a quick breakdown on the 1 hour. See, it's moving fast. So in here, we're looking for entries, right? So we'll come back and we'll slow it down. All right, not so fast. Once we've broken back into this zone here, right? We're just looking for any pullbacks in this to take lower. That's all we want. Look at this setup. Look at the screen. Once we spike this high here and price pushes all the way back down, we're looking for pullbacks to this previous high area to short. Right? That's all we're really doing. We want to keep it simple. Now off of that candle, you would want to get in right around here. Any of these bearish candles, you would look to get in. Now it was a clean setup, but there was a spike that came out and hit the other high. And I did have a recorded loss on this. So you definitely could have hit a sniper trade. But here we'll see. Yeah, I must have had it tighter on the 5 minute. So let's pause it. I have it marked where it was. So 1.56. See, that was nice there. 1.56. Yeah, so this trade got stopped out here at this line I marked. And then later it did continue to fall. So, but that's a quick breakdown on the whole strategy and the process of what we're doing. Ideally, you want to get in here and use this spike here as where your SL could go. Because we're on the 1 hour. If we come into the 15-minute, right, you're going to find a different entry, maybe off of something like this. And we see how price taps into it, right? Once we have our formation for the setup, then we want to look for ways to get a sniper entry on the smaller time frame. And I'll always go over this every week when I'm sharing trades and going over it now with you guys. So this is how you can get in a good area at these highs. If price comes above this here, this high, we don't want to be involved in this trade. Just get out, take the L. If you can get in and get this nice push down, maybe if you had an entry around here off of this push, you could put your SLs above that and look for a 1 to 3. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Let's just move that faster so we don't waste time. There you go. See, it moves. Nice. Yeah, and I got stopped out on these lines because I put my SL in entry. And there you go. Right? So another respect in this area, you can see how price respected this area using these previous highs for your SL. And you can see how there you would have hit your 1 to 3. Even more, right? But we like to hit 1 to 3 and get out. And that's it. So there's EA. Next trade we were looking at AUDJPY. If there's questions, please just make a note of it and we'll cover it once we go over all the trades, just so we don't waste time. I can go back to any trade, just mark it down and ask. So at AJ, we were looking for a short. This is now on October 20th. It's 18th. That's fine. So as I always mention, I like to start at least on the 1 hour. I will go to a higher time frame like a daily or a 4 hour if I want more confirmation for the, the direction of the market. But definitely start from the 1 hour, then go down to the 15 and 5 to look for an entry. So here's October 20th with AJ. We're looking for a short at 93648. This is November. Sorry, I gotta go back now. When I change the time, we gotta go back. Yeah, so this trade was not, this trade I do also have as a loss. It didn't push down. A lot of this movement in here where we had some spikes and price kept pushing down. And I know I had a late entry, and that's why in here, obviously it didn't short. It gave us some crazy movement. So, but what I was seeing was something here in this, because the same idea, we're still looking for the same style of setup. We had a high, we broke it, and we pushed right back down. So looking for entries. And like I said, I know I got in this late and I saw a little movement here and it started pushing down. So ideally we would want it to push from here, all the way back down here to these equal lows. And we'd easily catch a 1 to 3. It didn't happen. And on this trade, I did take a loss. Next trade would be GA. So now that was the 20th onto the 21st. I don't like to take many trades in a day. Really like to find one setup, one trade, one pair, and stick to that for the day. And then depending if it's a hold for maybe into the next day or we're just going to keep it a simple scalp, which is what always ends up being best. Keep your scalps, get your 1 to 3% and get out of the market. So let's go back now to October. This is the 21st. All right, the 21st. And with GA, we shorted. Nice. All right, so our entry point on GA was 1.78836. 1.78836. Let's check this out. Bam. So yeah, that was the entry. You can already see we're on the 15-minute, right? Into the 20th. Nice little action in here. So we already had a lot of movement here, right? Price really pushed down here and then started playing in all of this, right? To come lower. Here, let's make this a little. You can see that better. I don't know. But yeah, so obviously after this spike here, push down, we're just looking for price in here and using this as an SL to get in anywhere here. All of these are opportunities here, right? Right above that. About 30 pips is safe. You need to know your pair, right? If you're trading GA, excuse me, it has a high ADR. So you're usually going to have a higher stop loss, even on the smaller time frame, 15, 5-minute. You still need to give it room to breathe, right? And then obviously you can see what hitting 1 to 3 is easy and beyond, right? And that's our setup. So there was GA on the 21st. Then we had nothing till the 24th. All right, cool. So the 24th was Euro USD. And I'll jump to the 1 hour quickly. Let's clear these charts. So EU on the 24th. And EU was a win from short. So in here, okay, I can see. So it's not going to look as good on the 1 hour, and that's why we'll come into the lower time frame. 15. Let me go find my markup. Yeah, 24. Yeah, that was a tight little scalp. Just in here. Remember, this is a scalp. So even right down to the 5-minute, I'll always share a trade entry on the 5-minute because you can get a really tight entry and get a quick scalp. Right? All we're looking for. So look, this is where we're living. We have this high here, price really spiked it and pushed all the way back down, right? Spiked it hard and pushed right back down fast. It shoots up, but fails to break this high, this major spike, and pushes down again, right? So that's why we have this area to draw from, to look for entries into. And then obviously when price is coming in and tapping these areas, respects, falls, keeps respecting it. Sometimes it's not always going to come right in the box that you may have drawn. It's hard to draw it like, you know, perfectly. But as long as you know that area, and you will be able to get an entry. And this, I know it was a tight one, like right off of a candle like that, which I love. I know I wanted under 15 pips for an SO. And you can catch little quick trades like that. When you know you're scalping, you know you have to get out quick because it's not always just going to go the way you want on a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart, right? If the higher time frame has different candlestick patterns, as you can see, it shoots back up in here, right? But you can find these setups on all time frames, right? Just like that. Sorry, we'll make a little clean there. Okay. So take notes of this, write this down, draw it, go back and back test on your own. You'll always find this type of setup. It's not always going to look clean, right? We have a big spike, another one. Sometimes it's only one spike and then it respects this major area. So you still have to know your price action. And that's what we're going to keep teaching, just naked trading, straight pure charts. We're not using indicators or anything. So that was EU. Then the next day, so now we're going to October 25, Euro CAD, all right. Let's go to the 1 hour and take a look at Euro CAD. So Euro CAD, and this is October 25th. 22nd. And let's remove any drawings so we can start fresh. Euro CAD. So here we have land. Okay, so first we did have Euro CAD as a short. Yeah, a lot of the trades are not right off of the 1 hour, so I know I'm in 15. So I was trading in this, and as we can see, it flies up. So we have this high here, right? And price spikes it. And then, so this is what I had. Let's see. Spikes and pushes down. So ideally, we want to spike, push back into the zone, and we want to see some kind of respect in here. We got a decent push, but then obviously price pushes strong. Sorry, that's ugly, but you understand what I'm showing. So again, if you don't have a, you know, this idea would be your stop. Even if you had a really gangster entry in here, sniper entry off of this, or in here, you know, you have to be realistic. There's about 23, you can give yourself 20. But still, see, it doesn't serve a 1 to 3 trade. And that's why here I did take a loss. So yeah, when you take your loss, take your loss. And if you're always trading 1 to 3, and obviously there's a lot of trades you can get more than a 1 to 3. So your wins must eat up your losses. So you're still in profit. So I did have that as an L on the 25th. And then, so moving now to the 26th. 26, I have 2 trades. Cool. GU and EA. All right, let's start with GU. Up to 1 hour. And we're going to 26. Mark this down. Mark this out. 1.14508. This was definitely on a smaller time frame in here. Let's go to the 5. So all right. Let me break this down. Here's our low. Price spikes, pushes up, respects, and flies. Okay, so there's many reasons on why this is a really clean long, right? It's almost really simple. We have such a strong push up. So let me quickly go back to explain this. Where am I here? It's a totally different day. We're just in here. So we're playing in this, get rid of all this stuff. So the green line is the entry line, is where we got in. When we see all this bullish movement, right? Especially all of this. Okay, so on the higher time frames, we can see it's long. So when we come in on the 5-minute, we can really zoom in and dissect this trade. And then when we see our pattern show, we can get in. Because after pushing up here, price comes down and then keeps bouncing in this area, right? Look how sideways we're going. Price spikes this low right here and then pushes right back up into the zone. So now any of these pullbacks down, boom, boom, the green line was our entry. And then as we can see, it flies. It literally flies. This trade, you could have caught a lot of percentage because you could have had an SL tight like that, which is 25 pips, respecting this spike. And then your 1 to 3 is easy. And look, it's gone. That's clean, right? You've got over 160 pips there, over 6%. I mean, you don't have to keep holding. That's a great trade, right? You can end your week with that, depending on how many losses you may have had, because you have to keep your losses to 1%. Something like this can come around, because like when you're in down here and you catch all this, you can take a little more than 3%. It's going to just give it to you, right? And then you can close out 4%, 5%, 6%. Don't try and hold to think you're going to make 20%. Just it's still a scalp, right? Get out. So that's GU. On the same day, I also did trade EA and took a loss. Let me see what happened here. Let's go to EA now. Well, let's erase all this stuff, whatever it is. EA, and we are still on October 26th. EA, I do like this pair. So right around here, we took a loan 1.564. Should add that. I must have had some spread here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's the 1 hour. That's one. So right around here, let me mark this and zoom in. 15, 26. So I was reading this bounce here off of this. So obviously before price tanks, I was reading off of this, seeing all this strong push up. I was reading it as a continuation long. So I saw a spike down, right? Price spikes, came back, kind of retested. Obviously we can see there's this big candle and it obviously gave me with some spread, got me in here, terrible entry, and then just took a loss, right? You think you maybe get in here, spread gets you in up here, and before you know it, you know, you're taking a loss. So that did not work out the way we wanted, but the other trade was a success. So see how it eats for that loss. So then we'll go now to the 27th on EuroCAD. $27. There's a setup. All right, well, is that what I was looking at? I'll start it fresh. No, that's old. So this is where I closed. This was a trade. And we closed in here. So close was 1.36550. 36550. Cool. And our entry for this trade was 1.35. 18. So here's the 1 hour. So yeah, this was the entry point here. This is where we hit take profit. As you can see, it's a scalp. Same thing with EuroCAD here, right? We were pushing up strong. This actually is perfect in here. Let's do a little replay quickly before I was even able to get into the trade. This is really nice price action. Check this out. So obviously we're pushing up strong here, right? Higher highs, higher lows. This is a nice uptrend here. Pretty easy to identify, right? Cool. Anyway, so we're pushing up really nice, and then price comes and pushes down a little bit. And when we see this nice railroad, this, right? Forget everything that you've seen. It's now our setup appearing, right? We have these lows and these, and then we have a strong spike here, and price obviously pushes back up, right? Strong push down, strong push right back up the railroad. We love this, and it even pushes higher here. When price comes up here, a lot of people think I missed the trade. You never miss a trade. There's always a pullback, right? If it's going to go long, it still has to come and pull back. If it's going to go up, it still has to come down. So just be patient. This is where patience is developed. And look how much it does come down. Eager traders will get in fast. Oh, it's never going to come back down. They get in here and then it shoots down. And they get stopped out, and you're going to see how it flies in the air, right? So there's that strategy that we always look for. That's all we look for, literally. That's it. That's clean. So on these pullbacks, so you don't get in until the pullbacks here. All of these are the steps to confirm that this is the trade we want. even where I've paused it, for example, like this off of this candle, whenever it closes. So this is the 1 hour. This is really clean on the 1 hour. You can trade off it. You know, you can get in for that and look right under. And we will see. I'll break this down still more, but this is where I entered. I entered here. But if you see it like this, get in, because this is going to pay. It's gone. Look at that. Okay. So if that was your entry, beautiful. You killed it. Again, that's not where I got in. I'll show you where I got in. So I saw all this, realized I missed it, but you don't fear and think I'm going to miss it. There's always going to be a new move. The pattern will show itself again and again. So price starts looking like this. Okay. Patience. So I can see this tap, tap, break, shoot up, down. So let me come into the 15 and it will look nicer. Again, we know it's long, right? We just had this huge push long. Price has to come down a little bit. Comes down here like this. This isn't a really good spike. See how it's just wicks? So don't get fooled and think right away, okay, here's the quick push down. Oh, there's your spike, get in. Unless you're come even tighter 1 minute and maybe you have to get out fast. You want a good spike, like these candles really break this. Right? This really breaks below and then we start turning around and price shoots up strong like this. Once price is shot up like this, now you look for your pullback. This could be really nice, right? This candle closes like this, you'd get in, a little bit of spread. And then, yeah, ideally you want your SLs under these spikes. And this is where I hit TP up here. And there's 1 to 3. Let's see how this plans out. Cool. Boom. So and even again, it came back and gave an opportunity to get in, another opportunity to get in, and then bam, we're done. We hit our TP. If you were in this trade here, if you had gotten in early on this setup, which was perfect, you really hit it and you could have scaled in and got another entry here. And you're done. If you hit a nice trade like this, you don't need to keep looking for trades for the rest of the week, end your week. This is really nice. This is clean price action. And it was very simple, just required a little patience. And that's all it is. So there's Euro CAD, and that's the 27th. And then on the 28th, which is the last day, I hit USD Chef. Let's go to the 1 hour. USD Swiss franc. Cool. Wow, that's crazy. Let's clear it. Obviously we can see that. So let's erase everything and start over. This is what I saw. So obviously, yeah, here price is pushing down and then shoots up. And then ideally, if it keeps pushing down, then it keeps pushing down, right? We don't get involved. But this strategy is a reversal strategy also, right? We just showed the strategy going with the trend, but it can also be used as a reversal. So here we caught it and it was really clean. And again, it took a little patience. So where did we get in? 98759. Let's see how this pans out here. Cool. 97. Cool. So there's the entry. This is the 1 hour. So you can pretty much see it on the 1 hour, but we'll still come down into the 15 to show for the entry. Let me mark this up so I can find it. Let's go to the 15. In here, nice. So this is nice. This is really clean. Even just this little box that's drawn, you can trade right off of that. It looks nice. So Price bounces right here. Obviously really strong. And now we need to wait. We need to wait and watch price action, and it will tell us what it's doing. Then we can react, right? It comes to shoot down fast and obviously bounces. Just kind of look, just wicks this, for example, here, and then respects it and shoots back up. More wicks and respects it. It doesn't fly up, but it's playing in this area. So we're just observing, we're just watching. We're sitting on our hands. Price spikes these lows now, right? Clean spike, not a wick, nice candles. Now at this point, it's either going to want one of two things: fly back up and we can look for an entry, or it's going to continue to tank. And we just don't trade that setup, right? We're not going to trade that. So here, yes, it shoots back up strong. You could get in even off these wicks because, you know, you never know if it's going to fly up, but your SL will be tighter because you've got to respect this. Price pushes down nice for us. You want to always remember these original spikes in here. And even sometimes adjust where your lines go, right? Because that was the low and then that was the low until the spike happened. This was the lowest low here, and then the spike happened. So you can use that as a type of placeholder. Oh, look, price came right back to it again. Because remember, the better entry is as close to the spike as you can get. Because this is where you want your ultimate SL, under that. Right, I got in late. You can see my entries up here. But for sure, we knew it respected it, bounced, and shot up. And then after this shoot up again, price still came down a little bit to play. I got in clearly on one of these, and it flies. That flies. Even with this entry here, look there. Clears it 30. I wouldn't like, you know, more so 30. Even 35, you got to respect that. But you're clean. Oh, there's 4% right there. Yeah, as I had showed earlier, it really flies. We have another high here, comes right to it. Nice trade. And that's the 28th. And then you can see easily we hit enough percentage to pass the account. And that was a successful challenge account. And those are the 10 days. So let's go here. Yeah, we will look the session. All right, I'll go over this. Okay, one at a time. So how to identify with the higher time frame? Let's take a look at this trade, for example. Let's go to the daily. Okay. Let's go to the daily. Let's see it. US dollar, Swiss franc. It's not always going to look the way you want. See, we got in here. So looking at the daily at this trade, it wouldn't go in our favor because the previous daily candle was this big bearish candle. Now, maybe the 4 hour does show a little bit better price action. And yeah, because we are pushing strong here. Like these are just pullbacks because price is long, right? Like it's really pushing long all here. Like it's long. Just because of this little push and break out of this doesn't mean it's just going to tank, right? We still need to watch price action. And again, in here, we're starting to get these little dojis. And when we come off of the 4 hour to the 1 hour, we start to really almost see our setup, right? We start to see it. And then you just keep coming down. Go to the 15. As you zoom in and come to the lower time frames, your setup should become more clear. And if it doesn't, then it's obviously not the right setup. But you can see now we've come all the way to the 15 and how clean this looks, right? Every time we took the trade, it's this exact pattern, whether we're going for a long or a short. And there's scenarios that we just went over where sometimes it's just not going to pan out. You're going to take a loss. But more times it's going to give you a really good risk to reward, and you will get a win, enough wins. Okay, so go back to EA. All right, let's take a look at EA. So back to EA, let me remove these drawings. So EA is the 18th. All right, let's go back to October 18th. Look at EA. Yeah, this is always the fun part. So it's still the 19th. Here we go, the 18th. $1.5. Okay. 1.56, 396. So the question, did you wait to short the 1 hour? Most of the time, I don't really make my entry off of the 1 hour. I'll always come in at least the 15, or like I always say, I prefer the 5, right? But all I was explaining here, so into the 18th, which is here. I was just looking at all of this, right? So any of these candles, you can see how the green line is where my entry was. So you can see how it even lines up off of any of these main bearish candles, like in here, off of in here, even off of in here. Because sometimes you're just going to get a quick movement. Let's look at price action like this, for example. Here are some taps, another tap, a quick spike, and then price shoots down. And I could see I was coming in even tighter to a 5-minute to get a tighter pullback in here. So, right, respect, 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 spikes up, shoots back down, right in here. Pushes down, pushes back, respect, starts pushing down, and I can see I got in. And again, yeah, it shot really nicely down. And the position, I went to hold more of it, and then when this shot back up here, it got stopped out. SL was in profit here, we lost. Prop firm, I want to say, is the funded trader. Been using that frequently right now. The funded trader, I like that prop firm. They're with 8cap. 8cap's a great broker. Have live money with 8cap. I do recommend them. Funded trader uses 8cap. So yeah, so those are the trades. Those were the 10 days. That was us passing plus 10%. You can see easily you could have made more. But when you're just passing challenges, just make goals that you can set and then hit them. Trading on live money is a little bit different than trading on, a challenge account, but it all just goes back to your trading plan. Just make your plan and stick to it. And that's all that really matters, right? Your plan's going to be a little different from someone else's plan, and that's fine. Don't worry about someone else's plan because they're not going to make your trades for you. Just focus on your plan, follow the strategy, be as disciplined as possible, and don't think I need to be in the market all week. Your goal should be to get out of the market as soon as possible so you can enjoy your week and work on your actual life, whatever your goals are, whatever you're passionate about, whatever your dreams are for your future. You don't want to sit here staring at a chart all week. and then dwiddling your thumbs over the weekend, just waiting to do it again. You want to get out of the charts as fast as possible and enjoy your life. If there are any other questions that come up, we'll cover them. I haven't really looked too much at the market, but we'll do a quick check to see if we find anything. Or if someone does see anything, we can mark it up and take a look. So this is EA. See, I was sharing, well, what we shared, I'll go over this also. So this was shared yesterday for the whole team, this AUD CAD, okay? And when I shared it, it was right around here like this. If we go back into the team chat, you'll see it. And I was on the 1 hour. Okay, so I saw this. This is what I already saw. And again, you might think, oh, I missed it. Don't ever think you missed it. There's always going to be a pullback. So we can already see these little wick highs here. And price spikes and shoots back and respects it. So let's quickly just take a look at the daily. What did we have? This will give you more confirmation for your trade. So we're living in this daily candle right now. This doji was beautiful. Seeing this doji is great. You have a bearish daily doji. Okay. Great reversal candle. A lot of strength coming off the daily. Come down now to your 4 hour. And again, you can see it. It doesn't look as clean because it's the 4 hour. And obviously on the 4 hour, this is more of a wick, right? When we come into the lower time frame, as you'll see, this will be more candlestick body. Okay. But when we were looking at the trade, the 4 hour was making some of these candles. So you wait, right? Because it still has to push up and push down. And again, this will just look better on the 1 hour. And you can see it's pushing down, coming up and still respecting this. Okay, 15-minute, same thing. It's the exact same thing. So we are just, look, price came right back again. Right back in there. And this is in this push is when we were sharing to get into this trade. So yeah, this was shared. Now this SL, you don't have to always put it all the way there because price isn't coming, price is respecting these highs. So really you can be safe keeping it right around here. There's about 20 pips. And again, you're scalping for 3 pips. Not 3 pips, I'm so sorry, 3%. There's 3%. Bam. That's all you need. This trade is clean and it could even come lower. But again, this is what was shared yesterday. Nice trade. I'm positive it comes lower. Or that's where we are now, sorry. So that's where we are now. I think it will come lower with this trade. Obviously, the best entry was already up here. It's over, and that's fine. Right? That was a really clean trade. And then on the flip side of this, so we shorted AUD CAD and took a long with EA. Took a nice long. Just with these pullbacks. So off of in this. Check this out. Spikes, shoots up, pulled down and respected from this high. This was a lot harder to get into. But this was a really good trade also. Kind of the opposite, right? Basically trading against the Australian dollar for these trades. So yeah, that's what we have. Again, if we have any last questions. Yes, we love correlation, right? That's just the market. As you become more advanced in the market, you'll start understanding correlation. And it's basically, finding ways to understand If one pair is going one way, you're going to find its complete opposite, and it will be doing obviously the opposite. Or yes, you can use the US dollar, DXY, and see what way it's going, and use it in favor with any, XXX USD based pairs. It will show you direction so you know which way it's going. Okay. If the DXY is shooting up, then you're going to look for a short on like EU or GU because it's showing strength in the dollar, or vice versa. So yeah, you definitely can use that and use the charts to help you. Get a couple screens. I love having screens. The more I can have, the better. But you really only need one or two. Okay, you don't have to go crazy. Whatever you're comfortable with, that's all that matters. Whatever you're comfortable with. So that's the call. That's about a good hour call. Again, thank everybody for coming on. Thank you. For whoever's going to watch this as a recording, really appreciate your time. Feel free to always send me a message. Send me your chart markup. If you're in on the team, if you're not on the team, join the team. As of right now, there's no fees. Eventually there will be, but we are just sharing this information to help grow real traders so you guys can actually make withdrawals, pass challenges. If you already have your own live money, then you just run the strategy and you can get right into it, right? But it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't think you're going to just learn this and next week you're going to start making a lot of money, okay? Practice, right? Repetition is everything. Make that a part of your routine, okay? So again, thank you all for coming to this. Thank you all for who's watching. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll be in the charts. Thank you.